Hi guys, you're welcome to another episode of Mailbox. On this episode of Mailbox, we'll be addressing different mails from different people from all over the world. My name is Adishim, and with me is
Wale.
Our first story today is from Uganda, from Farida. She said, "My younger sister is always rude to me. My little sister snaps at me, talks back, and dismisses anything I say. I try to be patient, but it's wearing me out. I don't know if it's a teenager attitude or something deeper. How do I rebuild respect between us?"
Hi, Farida. One of the interesting aspects of our relationships with our siblings is the fact that because you think you are older, that there are certain things that should come naturally. It doesn't always happen that way. As a matter of fact, the first murder that happened in the Bible was between siblings. And one of your first responsibility to your sibling is to actually pray for them, irrespective. We like to explain a lot of things away. We like to have an explanation for why people do what they do, but unfortunately, you can never get that explanation. And I can give you a clear-cut example. My two young boys would be at loggerheads with each other for a very long time until I started saying that, you guys pray for one another. You pray on this day for your brother. You pray on this day for your brother. What has happened now is that there is a lot more patience. There is a lot more consideration, and love in itself is not an emotion. It's an action word. So when you say you love someone, if you love your siblings, you should actually pray for them, not to respect you. Pray for them that whatever demon or whatever thing that they are going through, that God will help them out going through those things. It is almost impossible for you to pray for someone and that person will not respond to you positively, even if it's a random person. And this is not just about siblings now. I'm talking even co-workers. I'm talking people who are within the family units, the people you relate with on a regular basis, your colleagues at work. When you do that, what happens is that God places in their heart the desire for them to reciprocate. Not that that's the reason why you do what you're doing, but it's actually like an unwritten rule. I hope that has helped you.
Yeah. So in addition, so that I wouldn't just be repeating what you've said. So because it's like an MO between siblings, and let's even be thanking God that you actually have a sibling to actually have that kind of thing with. Now, I think it's also a stage, because you really didn't tell us what age you are, and we really don't even know if she's now doing it in public and is becoming embarrassed. Because if it's just between you guys in the house, it's still you can't control it. Then again, what I'll just also advise, aside from praying for her, is that you also have to be a hero in some sort of way. So because leadership by example changes narrations at times. So as you guys grow, you discover that she began to idolize you in some sort of ways. There are some things that you have to do as an elderly person that will actually make them give you that respect. But if you guys are just together doing the same thing, borrowing each other's things, screaming at each other, she can't see a difference. Because as far as she's concerned, she just sees the person as one of her age mates. But if she take, for example, some of her assignments, you are responsible for it. Some of her confusion, or probably the way you dress, the way you look, how you pray, what you sing, what you watch, the kind of friends you have cars, all those kind of things. For female, they get attracted. Even for my young girls too. Some few days ago, I was actually admonishing them. I was really, really speaking to them on how to relate with each other. Their stories seem to be similar to this, and I say, you know what? You have to have a large heart. You have to be kind to your sister. Most times, pray for her. Beyond praying for her, make sure you live by example as the elder one. Because most times we'll say people don't respect us. Half of the respect we don't get is because we seem not to deserve it. Because you pretty much can't be battling the same pot of bowl and expect that there'll be some sort of respect. See yourself as a leader. So you want to pioneer a lot of things. You want to be the one arranging the house. Your room needs to be neat. You have to dress in a type of way. There must be some of the things that are engaging with. You must let the difference, because it's more of action word. Right. By the time she starts seeing the kind of thing that you engage in, you see some people, you'll say, I like to be like my sister. What my sister does. So it would even be easy for her to run to you. Right. If she's confused or she has problems. So I have been rude. I think you guys run the same shots actually. Right. So it's making the whole, you can't really differentiate who is who in the house. So by the time you start living by example. Talking to her about prayer, talking to her about forgiveness, helping her with house work, assignments and all that. I'm sure pretty much over time, she will grow over it and she will begin to idolize you and respect you even more. So Farida, I hope we've been able to answer your mail to a certain extent. So our next mail is from Sheon in Nigeria. How do I cut off an old friend? He says, I've known her since secondary school, but our values changed. And the friendship is now stressful. Every time I try to pull away, she guilt trips me. I feel stuck between loyalty and my peace of mind. How do I let her go without feeling like a bad person?
You know, the cost of peace is underrated in this side of the world. And people don't know that without peace, there will be a lot of chaos, not just within your body, all around you. Now, there are times where friendship has expiry dates, because the same kind of friends, if they are not growing at the pace in which you're growing, they will never understand the next level that you're getting into. And so if you keep dragging them, they are what they call dead weight. And usually, even animals in the jungle, if their child comes deformed, they had to do the hard work of leaving that child. Otherwise, you can get every other person killed. Now, the reason why you don't know that this particular friendship will cost you a whole lot more is the fact that you haven't taken time to meditate on what the future is. So when the person is guilt-tripping you, you've got to do the hard work of severance. And that severance is actually love. Because people think that love is, emotional, that when you love someone, you carry the baggage and all of that. Love, that's not what love is. Love sometimes is, that's why the scripture says, he who the Father loves, he chastises.
Yes.
And so if you love him, and if you love yourself, what you will do is do that due diligence of severance. Otherwise, you would destroy yourself and you would also destroy him. Right. I hope that has helped you.
Yeah. So you said, how do I let go without feeling like a bad... You can't feel like a bad person for doing the right thing. The truth about the matter is, I think this thing is even common. It's like the most common situation that happens between friends from secondary school, from primary school, from area. I was having a conversation with also a friend in the course of the week, and my friend, we've known each other but our values have changed, something similar. And I say, you've identified that the value has changed, There's really nothing you can do. It's not you throwing it into the person's face that the value has changed, but there's no common ground. Let's go to the club. I don't have time. I don't go there no more. Oh, let's do this, Oh, you've not been calling me. You've not spoken to me. There's really nothing to speak about. I think over time, it's because sometimes too, that love that we claim we have is really not love. Because if you really love somebody, let go. There must be element of freedom in any friendship. So whatever I do for you that you're expecting it in return is nothing. You're not doing me anything. So the whole motive of friendship is, I will show up for you even if. So take, for example, even if our value system has changed and I'm still showing you love, keep showing the love. Please don't keep showing the love. Time will tell. Is either you win me back or I just go far away and I'm lost. And then when we meet, we'll say hello and then we'll meet up. But don't put the stress on yourself, how you want to be loved. Don't define how you want people to show up for you. You can determine the people that are for you in a moment based on how they turn up for you. But when you are now cutting short on how people should turn, I expected you to have, I want you to have, you have to be, is already a sign of entitlement. So just let go. If your value system has changed, that you feel that in fact, if value has changed, that's changed. So over time, you will just discover that there will just be, probably you guys talk every other week, then it will become once a month. They'll become once in a, it's not like you guys are fighting. And that's another thing. So people think once their value system change, the other person is dying. No, it's not dying. It's just that it's not business as usual, you know. Just understand that this person is still my friend. I love you so much. However, we can't have recurrent transaction, conversation. We can't have a common ground. You don't even have to say it. Things will just show in itself. So really, don't see it as you are a bad person. So first of all, you have to be convinced of whatever decision you are trying to make, that it's not you trying to say, oh, I'm a bad person. It's you looking out for the best in you. However, if your value system is even something that is worth it, you'll be shocked that your friend will begin to now tilt towards you, and you'll be like, oh,
maybe this is
why not even influence this person with that your value system that you claim? So that your love too, let it be genuine.
Okay.
So there's really nothing that we have in terms of value system that we cannot help another person, because some people are genuinely helpless.
Yeah.
By association, they really don't know how
to transit.
God bless you. So pretty much, I think you should just keep showing up wherever you can show up for that friend, and he or she would catch up. If not, they will find some other people that they have a common ground. Pretty much, Shewan, I hope we've been able to address your mail. That will take us to the last mail for this episode. This is from Jade from Singapore. Jade is saying, can I tell my boyfriend about my past? I had a complicated past, and I'm worried my boyfriend might judge me if he knew everything. I want a relationship built on honesty, but I also fear oversharing and ruining what we have. Does the past always have to be revealed? Question 1. The second question, how do I know what's the right amount to say? So there are two questions.
Yeah. So when you start out a relationship, it's important to build up the momentum for that relationship. You'll discover that if somebody gets born again, for instance, the initial conversation with them and God is always interesting. You know, you start out everything you ask for, God will do it and all of that. After some time, you realize that He is no longer just doing that. He wants you to learn the principle. The same thing should go for a relationship. There are certain things that certain people can handle at a certain level. There are certain things that they would never handle. And if you go and reveal too much at a early stage, you might have snuffed out the life out of that particular relationship, and you would never give it a chance to exist. So pace yourself in a relationship. Not that you're not being honest. In fact, you can allude to those things with your boyfriend to say that there are certain things I'm going to tell you, but the time is not yet right. And I'm sure there are things that even him also will not be able to tell you almost immediately.
Right.
And as you go with your friendship, which is your boyfriend, for instance, so you then trust him enough to reveal certain things.
Right.
And there will be a whole lot to unpack as you keep going.
Yeah. Okay, so for me, I also think that sometimes relationship is actually a bigger picture, like it's a process. It's like we just want to rush everything and we want to graduate and we want to be like, oh, we know everything, I can trust you, can I trust you, you know, and that's it. So pretty much it's a milestone. You must begin to build to the level that whatever I tell you, we pass. You know, but because it's premature and you want to divulge information that you know that this partner gets really, and you know, because change is the only constant thing. We are both growing. I'm looking for grace to show. You are thinking of mercy also. So we are exchanging a lot of values that we actually need to flesh out such that I will trust you to a certain extent. The scripture says when you are in Christ, you're a new creature. All things have passed away. Behold, all things are new. That passing away, we must both be convinced that is already a past.
Yes.
And that thing needs time.
Yeah.
That even say, take for example, this person was once a prostitute. Now I'm here to stay. Or this guy was actually a flirt. Now I'm here to stay. Or this person used to steal. This person used to lie. If you give that person time to convince you that over time, that was old me,
Right.
there won't be an issue of my past.
Right.
Because there's nothing like transparency. However, you can't, just like you said, you can't just divulge that information when it's still premature. Because I don't know, I think it's butterflies or this love, what do they call it? There's this bug, you know, that just going in people, and then you meet somebody, you guys are head over ears, and you are talking as if everything in your life, I want you to be transparent, you know, you must know everything. But no, it doesn't have to. It's not like you're hiding. It's not like you're lying. But come correct. At every time he checks, during our tenure with each other.
Yeah.
Yes, because when you begin to judge people based on what happened last year, 6 months ago, 3 years ago, oh, I used to know this person in the university, you are getting it wrong. Because there are a lot of people out there that we knew that you knew when you were in uni, or you knew when you were in secondary school, or you knew outside of work, and you know their way. Don't begin to think that these people are like that. It's just like some people that say, oh, this one wasn't brilliant in school. These people are the big boys and the big girls in the market now. You're wondering that, how now? As how? You know? So it means that if you're in a relationship, don't always see that you must say everything. Just give it time.
Yeah.
Such that no matter what you tell, we can have a relationship now, such that no matter what I tell you, you will forgive, it will pass. You can just think or hurt like, oh, you did this and you didn't tell me, and you say, you know that, you know. But you too, each time they check, they are finding you wanting. It will be an issue for you. So pretty much, I just think, just like we've advised, just give it time. Those information, I think you should focus more on the growth between both of you.
Yeah.
How much you love each other, you can open up for each other, how kind you are to each other. That will help every other situation.
Absolutely.
About your past. So pretty much, Jade, I hope we've been able to address your mail. So that'll be all on this episode of Mailbox. Till next time, my name is Adesha, and with me is
Wale.